early here. We'll see how this is going there. Yeah, let's go ahead and refresh. Yeah, there we go. Let's hear what the audio sounds like.
Let's hear what the audio sounds like.
Yeah, that'll work.
Let's hear what the audio sounds like. Yeah, that'll work. Let's hear what the audio sounds like.
Not much, kids. Gun gopher. So, oh, dude, you're actually up. That's nice. I'm actually using my TV because just like last time, I took my computer apart because I'm a dumbass. Yo, audio's good? Yeah. I'm actually sitting on the couch, not the part I film on, but. So this is a Q&A. I'll show this in a minute. This also has a lot to do with you guys. Bruce, what's up? I put it all in the big because I'm old and these don't work. Gopher, did you get your dryer? Camera's right there. Nice hat, by the way. Thank you. I actually wear fitted caps. I don't like snapbacks, so that's what I wear. Love the content. Sounds good. Hope it works. Pan. Oh. Yeah, well, basically, I've been doing this for fun. Made a few more connections recently. And Happy New Year's from SoCal. How you guys doing over there? But yeah, I just started working at my buddy's shop in Middletown and having a lot of fun there, kind of getting into it a little bit more, picking up a lot more stuff. Being YouTube, can't show anything on camera here, so that's going to be something we talk about once we get rolling a little bit more here. Wow, look at all you people here. 44 people. Holy crap. That's probably the most I've ever had. How you guys doing? But for those of you that haven't been around, we're gaining anywhere from 15 to 25,000 subs per month, which is awesome, and I appreciate it. Hold on a second. Stupid freaking. There we go. I'm trying to make it so that the lighting isn't terrible. I have LED lights, so every time I lift up a hand or something, it throws it off. But yeah, feel free to throw out some questions. Let me know what you guys think about what we've been doing lately, and we'll talk a little bit about what's going on as we move forward too. How's the gun collection doing? It's doing pretty good. Been picking up more stuff. Again, doing some work for Middletown has been leading me to increasing the collection. You've been seeing a lot of the shorts, and there's more coming, including what's over there that I can't show you. So, hello, F1 Danny. How are you today? Let's kind of jump in right at the beginning because something, Forgotten Weapons channel. Yes, I do. I watch him. I like him. He's great. He's the most technical with older firearms. So if you want to actually learn stuff without overly overt humor, check him out. But one thing I want to talk about today is pistol braces, because that's a question we've been getting a lot lately, and I know that you guys probably are wondering about that if you haven't been hanging around in your local gun store, and that is the big one. So I'll break it down in the most basic terms I can, and that is the bill passed. No, I don't remember the HK 433, but the bill passed, and he just put out a great video about Utreon. Yep, I know. I'm going to be checking that out. We'll talk about that later. But they passed the new bill for the pistol braces, and unfortunately, they are not good rulings. There's some extra stuff in there. Hi, Arizona. And they are going to suck for a while. So don't panic, though. Give it 2 months. 30 to 60 days, we'll know how many different organizations will be competing to fight it, or not competing, but contesting the new ruling, and we'll see what happens there. Otherwise, guess what? We all get free SBRs. Also, you don't have to get rid of the firearm. You don't have to get rid of the brace. You just have to take them apart. Raging Scorpio. Hi, how are you? Yep. No, it's not, because it's going to make a lot of people create content that isn't good. because they're going to be in opposition of it, and without doing it the right way, they're going to just talk out of the side of their face, and they're going to give the people that are trying to keep this ruling ammunition, while the rest of us law-abiding citizens that have actual grievances against it won't. So between the two of us, yeah, it's all kind of not looking good. Yeah. So what are you guys up to? Anybody else picking up anything fun? SHOT Show came out last week, this week. I don't know what day it is. And there were a lot of good guns there. We've been talking about it at the shop a lot. Guns I'm trying to get my hands on, obviously, are the DWX, the Prodigy, or Prodiggy, as I'm going to call it from now on, and a few other ones. Sorry, my mouse is connected to a computer that's across the room, so if it's a little bit weird, let me know. There we go. I want the Holosun DSM red dot. CA320. The CA320, is that the one that's for California, the $1,000 single shot 320? If that's the one you're talking about, I think it's hilarious. But it is the first red dot to get on the California roster in ever. So that's an interesting gun, and it is a removable fire control group, and the grip modules are not federally regulated. So if you have to pay $1,000 to get a red dot capable California legal gun, I would do it and then just get a grip module. $10mm XDM Elite Springfield thoughts. They're not bad. I've handled them. They're pretty good. They work fine. Same basic frame as the 9mm. It's a heavy gun, lots of rounds though, so you got to be prepared for a heavy ass gun. Looking at the Cheetah ADX, haven't been able to find it yet though. It will start appearing now that SHOT Show is wrapping up. At SHOT Show, all these manufacturers do dealer exclusives. So if you go to SHOT Show, you have the ability to buy batches of guns directly from the manufacturer and bypass the distributors. And that's what a lot of them have done. It'll be a few, probably months before you see it saturate the market. So picked up a Ruger American Ranch 7.62x39 this past week. Good all around and cheap ammo. Relatively, I agree. Should we legalize the fun switch? I think the NFA should just be repealed in general. I think the fully automatic switch, it should be legal, but there are caveats to that. I think some people shouldn't be able to have them. Do you prefer 10mm over 45 ACP or vice versa? I prefer 45 just because I don't have enough experience with the 10. That Glock 40 that was on the channel was the first 10mm that I've ever purchased, and it ran great, but I really didn't care for it, so it's already gone. Kendall Tay, I'm from Connecticut. What do you think about Shadow Systems CR9? I haven't spent any time with this Shadow Systems guns, although I'm looking forward to their long frame or a long slide gun, because that's supposedly going to be coming from, or I saw one from the rep for Shadow Systems, so I'm interested in seeing one. Call Cali Shooter's gun and assault pistol. Here we go again. Yeah, see, that's dumb. There's a used Canic Rival Dark Side at my local gun store for $4.99 with everything in the case. Pretty nice shape. Do you think it's a good price? Yes. A Canic Rival Dark Side is what, $6.20 or something like that? Stop doing that. Just lock in. There we go. It's a little bright, but it's a little better than nothing. Name names. Like who? Name names. Who are you talking to? Me? Talking to me, fool? Also, is it true 10mm can't be used for self-defense due to its high power? I heard it could put hollow points through a body. You have to check out your state to determine what you can carry. I know some states vary from place to place. Here in Virginia, I don't think it's a requirement. However, if you're carrying around super heavy loads, I've got a 44 Magnum sitting right there and a 10mm sitting in the gun safe. And yeah, those could easily penetrate a human body. So take it with however you want to in that respect, but I wouldn't recommend carrying such a heavy load for self-defense for people. I'm ready for the FN 545. I have a 545 in the box right next to me that I have to do the video on. Gun Gopher. Yep. 650 to 700. Yeah. I know I've said some people shouldn't own guns. That's the guy I work with, Gun Gopher. So, and we see a lot of people that shouldn't own guns. Shelby Sousa, what firearm would you consider the biggest piece of junk that you have used? Gopher will tell you recently a Chiappa EAA Gerson MC27E was pretty damn bad. Every time you shot it, it shot somewhere else. Thanks for all the info. You're the man. No pandemic, plandemic, excuse me. Bad eyes. You're the man. Let's see. Is the MP5 overrated? It's not overrated, it's overpriced. If you can get the PTR, PTR9, 9C, etc., I would go with one of those. They're 1/3 the price and they function exactly the same. I'm wondering how the FN545 and FNX45 tactical stack up against each other. The one I have has the threaded barrel, and so it's kind of like the FNX in a striker form. Comparatively, I think the FNX feels better, if that makes any sense. This one feels a little bit cheaper. And again, I can't put it on the screen. Well, not much, bro, but I can't put it up on screen. Although, now that we're a few minutes in, check that out. And you can see yeah, there's the phone. But yeah, got the plaque, and it's probably going to be on the couch for future videos. And this is because of you guys. All you guys that have been following me for a while, I really appreciate it, because you guys have led to getting that milestone. And I'm looking forward to getting more and more and more. And that also means that I'm getting a lot of offers for review samples. And that's, again, thanks to you guys. And I might even show a few off during the live stream, unless I move and the camera falls over. What do you think of the Henry Homesteader? I'm excited for that suppressor. For that suppress, it should be a joy. It looks interesting, and that also brings a point, because also, if you've been watching a lot of YouTube stuff, Mr. Guns and Gear and also Forgotten Weapons talked about it for going to Utreon, talking about how if you show installation of suppressors, magazines larger than 30 rounds, and even putting optics on guns, you can get strikes on your channel. So we're going to have to be careful moving forward about that. That's another thing into 2023. Somebody mentioned that it's like they're trying to take down gun channels. They are, but it's more for the idiots that put up the 60-second shorts of them running ETS crap mags and mag dumping into a river. It's just bull crap, and it's hurting the rest of us that do honest reviews. If I was to get a model 1945, what you say to consider? Kimber, Springfield, congrats. Thank you for the congrats. The model for 45 I would suggest is probably going to be something, if you can get a Colt for around $1,000, they're pretty damn nice. Dan Wesson's nice. I carry a Kimber, but a lot of people don't like Kimbers. You have to tune them a little bit, put good magazines in them, because that's the number one thing that makes a Kimber misfeed is bad mags. I just picked up a bunch of Wilson Combats for mine. Review samples are great. They are, but I am obligated to make a video, but it's for products that I'm actually enjoying using. So in the long run, it's pretty cool. Opinion on the Walther PDP line. Haven't shot one. I really do need to. I have not shot one yet. And I want to get one, but prices are a little bit expensive again. How come we aren't migrating to Rumble? I'm looking into Utreon just because some of the videos I want to do might require Utreon. We'll see what happens there. And if I do wind up switching over, I will let you guys know. Let's see. Interested in the new PSA Sturmgewehr and the Ohio Ordnance Works new H-bar. It's older tech. I'm not really into that. I'm more into more modern stuff, but it is interesting. And if our store happens to get one, I will check it out. M&P 2.0 Compact 45. It's a good gun. I like full-size guns. My 1911s are all 5-inch guns. I have a Beretta sitting right here. It's a 5-inch gun. Glock 19 has a compensator on it, so it's almost a 5-inch gun. I'm a full-size guy, but I know the gun shoots well. Thoughts on a 30-06 pump action rifle? Been looking for one, but so far only seen one at a pawn shop that wasn't in the greatest condition. We have at Liberty Arms, not Middletown, Liberty Arms, I think we have a 300 Savage and a 35 Remington, both pump actions, if you want to compensate a little bit, or are willing to compromise a little bit on the caliber, check them out. +1 for the Wilson Combat mags. I only run Wilson Combat, Shooting Star, or Chip McCormick. Third choice, second choice, first choice. I shot a high point and it's exactly like hip firing in Modern Warfare 2019. Yeah, but the damn thing runs, and me and Gopher are actually getting 10mm JXPs as soon as they become available. Keep us posted on alternatives. Okay. Full-size gun guy 2, hard to inside the waistband, my 92FS. Actually, I'm also working with a company. I think I can show this because it's just a holster. But this is another company that reached out to me, and I'm checking out one of their inside the waistband holsters, and I'll let you know how that goes. It was just a holster. It's fine. No need to say anything. Have you ever shot a Stoeger pistol? Nope. But I'm thinking about one. You going to get the 10mm high point? Yeah. They're going to be cheap, and it's a blowback 10mm. It's either going to suck or it's going to be hilarious. Oh, yeah. Gopher is going to have his Cerakoted, and it's going to say Yeetus Deletus on his. I had fade issues. Both of my Kimber 1911s use Wilson Combat for reliability. Never an issue. Exactly. That's why Chip McCormick's are my third choice. Urban carry outside the waistband. Nothing wrong with that. Charlie, how you doing? It's another guy I work with. You guys just here for fun? I guess I'm also interrupting some television show. Also, I am working on editing the range footage from the AirX Delta or Zero. It's on my computer that's sitting on the floor because I decided to change the water cooling setup in it, and now I have to put it back. Get that couch moved. No, well, this is an L-shaped part of the couch. It's an Ethan Allen couch, and it has a long chaise lounge part to it, and I have to move that to my office, but I have to take a bunch of shelves out of my office because I put the shelves after I put everything in my office, and now I can't get the new couch in or the old couch out. So, I'm also learning. Yep. How's the leg? Leg's doing fine. I've been taking care of them. I'm very careful. I sit when I need to. I try to relax. I take time off when I need it. Have been working a lot at the gun store, but that's because too many good guns keep coming in. You can special order that JXP right now for $219 on Vantage. Yeah, see, the problem is I work for a gun store and I can get it for a lot less than that. So I'm just going to wait till I can get it from them. My steel shooting competition. Yeah, well, I'm going to buy back that Gerson and we'll see which one of us can hit the most. Tips for starting a Guntube channel. Well, you have to be careful with what you show. Number one, you can't show full disassemblies, can't show modifications, can't do a lot of things. Number two, you can't be a bland personality. You have to be willing to be funny, interesting, informative. You have to have something to bring to it because there's a lot of guys out there that just do the exact same thing over and over. And I know I'm falling a little bit into that trap, but at least I'm looking at different styles of guns a lot. But some guys will just do the exact same thing time after time after time, and it gets stagnant. So I'm trying to change that up this year. I'm picking up a couple of rifles. I've picked up a couple of rifles, so hopefully I can make it a little more interesting this year to keep you guys on the hook. Chaise lounge is fancy for couch without stains. This couch doesn't have stains. It has fabric that looks different depending on which way you scratch it. So it just looks like it's sturdy sometimes. Trino, should I ditch my 9mm Chris Vector SDP for a BCM or other nice AR-15 or keep it for the long haul? A rifle caliber pistol seems more interesting than a pistol caliber carbine. If you want good, 16-inch isn't really like optimal for ballistics, but if you want to keep a rifle length PCC or PC rifle, that's perfectly fine. And I would keep a Chris over an AR any day of the week just because the Chris is more interesting and it shoots really nice. I like the way the recoil system works. Where is Rue? She needs the love. Rue will be at the shop on Tuesday. It's Daniel's dog, my other shooting buddy. It's not my dog. I just had her and I was at the shop. So she'll be down there on Tuesday. And then Friday and Saturday, I'm taking her back to Harrisonburg. Let's see. I remember your favorite M1911 short. I don't remember the name of the company. Do they also sell other guns? Um, are you talking about the Rock Island? No, because that was a full length video. I like Rock Island. I like Kimber. I really like Dan Wesson, but they're a little bit inexpensive. But we'll have to see what's going on. But no, I like Kimber right now. Kimber's my favorite. Tip for a Guntube channel: don't build a Shinsu pipe bomb like Herrera did. Yeah, he could have hurt his channel bad. Mr. Guns and Gear had 775,000 subscribers, and they put him on suspension and gave him 4 strikes in one day and almost killed his channel. So, got to be careful there. Was it the Star B? Sometimes I like my humor better than I think other people do because I actually, what the frack? This light is not, I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, that was a Star Model B, and I was making a joke like the old, can we have pizza? We have pizza at home. The pizza at home is a piece of bread with tomato sauce on it. That kind of joke, and a lot of people just didn't get it. Thanks for all your videos. You are welcome. Fan of T-Sauce. I like them. They've come a long way in the last few years. They've made their guns feed hollow points, was a big problem they had, but it's a lot better now. Think we can get some shooting reviews on some of the odd brands. What the hell? Mission? Oh, what are you doing to me? I don't want notifications. Odd brands or less known ones. I'd like to, but problem is a lot of the brands are difficult to get a hold of, and the ones I can get are expensive. You gonna start a merchant store? You got the jokes. I've been thinking about it, and there's a few of them I've been wanting. It's because of my hat, isn't it? Yeah, let's see if that stabilizes it. I've been thinking about it, and Gopher knows the shirt I want to do, but I can't really do it because it's not in good taste. So I might do it just for fun skis. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe, maybe not. You'll have to keep coming back to see. Tell me something else. Yeah, I'll be at the store tomorrow, 11 to 7 in Middletown. Middletown Firearms, not in Harrisonburg's. Some of your shorts jokes are on point. Here's the truth about shorts. I started doing them when I saw an airsoft guy that I follow do the John Wick FU press check where you one hand a 1911 to check for a round in the chamber, and it kind of took off. And then I started doing a few more, and it got real popular. And I'm never going to stop. But they also only take me about 5 minutes a day, so I'll do those every day just because I enjoy them. It is hard to come up with a joke every day, though. So feel free to submit some to my email. The brand logo will be a couch with a gun bouncing off of it. It should be. I realized after watching a lot of the shorts, I bounce a lot of guns off my couch. What is that, Ellis? Just don't do the Seagull press check. Which one was his? Was his the one where he puts his finger underneath the barrel, pulls back on the guide rod? Yeah, the problem is I can't run. But yeah, that press check was the old style press check. Doesn't work with most of my guns because I have full length guide rods. But yeah, that was the way they used to do it back in the day. I think in Heat, old man, what's his name? Hooah! That guy, he actually does that with his gun. The slogan, dry fire is okay. Yeah. Thoughts on the Canic Rival and or the Meat or Mate? I like it. I've had the Mate Pro. I've had the Rival. Al Pacino, thank you. And I like them both. They have great triggers, insane resets. Probably one of the best resets on a striker-fired piece of junk. Just kidding, it's not a piece of junk. But one of the best resets I've ever felt on a striker-fired gun, and they shoot accurately. And I like the Rival because one of the plates allows you to retain your rear sights. Do you have any good connections on Star B parts and guns? No. Check Numerich. Numerich or eBay. I sold my Star B, traded it back in when I got my Legion X5 full size because I do have to trade a lot of my guns when I buy new guns, and that was one of them, so I traded that one off. Impossible to find an inside the waistband for the Mate Pro. Yeah, you're probably going to get something custom made. Harrisonburg, we have the ability to make in the waistband Kydex, but it's a big bulky gun, so you're going to have some problems sometimes. The TP9 sucks, in my opinion. The trigger was floaty and weird. If you got the standard one, yeah, the TP9 SA was the first Canik I owned, and that one was horrible because it had a decocker on a single action. I have no idea what just happened there. Hang on a second. No, if I touch it, it's going to go away. That's probably Sam. SFT is a great shooter. Rivals trigger is even better. Not sure how they did that magic. It's just like how a macro comp 365, when you take the magazine out, doesn't look like it even fits in the gun. Same thing. Am I looking at you or are you looking at me? Who? This mouse sucks. Move the mouse, move the mouse, move the mouse. Sorry, my Wi-Fi is garbage, but I wanted to ask, could you do an HK433 review? By the way, I don't know where you get them. If you do end up make a video about it, please let me know where you can get one. I'll do some research. I'm not too familiar with the 433, so I'll have to see what it is. Paradox, I don't understand. Is that a smile or is that a image? Or is that supposed to be a thumbs up? I'm not going to do anything with it until you answer me. Answer me, man. What guns are you guys excited for? At the shop, we're excited, obviously, for the High Point, the JXP, and the Oracle 2311. I'm looking for one of those when they become available. I think that'll be an interesting gun, as well as the EAA is actually coming out. One Gerson is coming out with a double stack 2011 race gun for $1,000, so that one will be interesting too. Decent piece of machinery, not as common as they would like it to be. Which, oh, look at me, I'm moving. That Oracle, yeah, but the one I want is the 5-inch gun, and it's gonna be like $2,800. Enjoy the show. It's down to earth, and you remain normal. Instead of trying to be overly tactical and know it all. Keep them coming, and we'll keep picking. Yeah. Even if I was making a ton of money at this, I wouldn't change the way I do it because that's not the type of person I am. Okay. There we go. The new ADX Cheetah. Yeah, I might have to see if we get one to check one out. Don't know if I want to pay $700 or $800, but a new PPK is $800, and that's a 380. Yeah, 2011 race gun for $1,000 is a smoking deal. I do believe so, but we'll have to check it out because we also, what happened with the Prodigy, it's a $1,400, $1,500 gun, and the thing is a little unreliable at this point. So we'll have to see what happens. I like 380 handguns, so it tickled my fancy. The Ruger Light Rack 380 is a pretty good one too. If you had 500 to 1,000, what would be your go-to fun range gun? That's a good question. Fun range gun, because I doubt I'd have a threaded barrel because that's not going to be necessary for a range gun. I'd probably pick up something in a used, like 6 or 7 year old, like STI Edge. I've seen those for about $1,000 at my buddy's pawn shop. So I might pick up one of those if I was going to spend $1,000 on just a range gun. Dallas, how has the G3 Tactical been working out for you? I sold it. I've been looking to get one for a bedside gun. Have you had any issues with it running jacketed hollow points? Nope, the thing ran flawless. I never had a problem with it. I put 1,500 rounds through it, had it custom stippled, and then I sold it. I do that a lot because the money I had into it, I was able to put into 2 other guns. Enjoy your stuff. Thank you. I enjoy your comment. PSA and the micro dagger. What's the switch? Enjoy your vids. Appreciate it. Full size 45, FNX 45X, or the HK45. I would probably take a HK45 USP Expert before an FNX, but that's just personal choice. AKM and AK47 look the same, not going to lie. Very similar. Congratulations on the 100K subs. Also, do you think the Smith & Wesson 500 10.5 is overkill? No. The 500 Smith & Wesson, either the 350 grain or the 700 grain, benefit from a longer barrel. Here's what you need, brother. If you need more, run. Think is the modular chassis system for the Dagger. Okay, so kind of like a Ronin. That's interesting. The couch is iconic. Yeah. Okay. No one asked, so I got a which girl from Gilligan's Island? Mrs. Howell, really? Are you really that big a gold digger? Which one was a redhead? Was that Marianne? No, Ginger. Ginger for me. Just got a USP compact and 357 SIG. Heard it's pretty rare. What you think? A lot of USP pistols are rare. A buddy of ours, I just found him a USP 9mm, and he was over the moon for it. So I think it's a great grab. I like 357 SIG. $300. Oh, sorry, 35 likes. I'm like, 300 likes. I'm doing great. So, what else is going on in the world that you guys want to talk about? Gun related, anyways. We already talked about the gun, the brace ban, all the fact that they're trying to make all imported guns illegal again, even though companies like Zastava completely rebuild the gun. So I thought that was a little interesting to see that fact. It's kind of dumb, and I don't think it should hold up either. But that's an idiotic thing. What's the best gun to carry for the first time? I'm going to get crap for this, but a Glock 19. Second, 365. The reason I would put the Glock 19 first, oh, thanks, going to go ahead and buy it then. Awesome. The best gun, the reason I would suggest the Glock 19, because it at least has a trigger safety, whereas the SIG the P365 doesn't unless you order it with a thumb safety. So straight out of the box, you need to go with the Glock 19. It's the number one selling gun for a reason. It's reliable. I've got a bunch in the gun safe, and I got one on the couch next to me. They run. That's all you need to know. SHOT Show releases you're excited for. Bond Arms lever action AR. Not kidding. My buddy sent me the video of it, and he's going to get one. And if they're reasonable, like a couple of $100, probably get one for one of my lowers. If one was to just take off the pistol brace, would that take care of the legal issue? Kind of. They've gone into more definition on what they want to consider as the SBR. And here's the thing. If you have a brace on a gun that doesn't require a buffer tube, such as some of the AR9s that exist that are just blowback, or the AKs, having a buffer tube still makes it an SBR because it's not necessary for the function of the rifle. In fact, they're trying to say that stuff like the loft holding tactical will actually make your gun an SBR. So you have to be very careful with that. By the way, thank you, Lee. That sounds neat. Yep. If you only had one option between a 365 FCU and getting an M&P Plus, which would you do? You're going to spend a lot of money if you're only buying the FCU, and you're going to have to buy barrel and frame. But if you're willing to spend the money, I would get the FCU because you can build a lot more guns around that FCU. M&P 5.7 by 28 is a fascinating piece of equipment. I can't wait to add to your collection. You should definitely do that. I'm going to compare the Ruger and the Smith & Wesson because I don't want to spend the $1,500 on the FN. Back to the arm braces. If you have to register them as an SBR, can we now just throw an actual stock on it? Yes, because the serialized part of the gun, the receiver, is what becomes the SBR. So you can put whatever you want on it. As an SBR, you can run a vertical hand grip. You can also put a real stock on the back. What's something you hate that people do at the gun counter? Pull their damn guns out. Oh, I just need a holster for this. And then they try to unholster their gun, or they just try to, you know, tell other people that are looking for a gun what they need to be doing. If you don't work there, you should just, look around, be happy. Or if you have a real piece of information, interject it kindly. Don't just go, don't get that, it's crap. Unless we're talking about a Chiappa, and then please stop me. What should I get as my first pistol? The P220 or the SIG SAS? 220 is a good gun, but that's a hammer fire gun. You got to get what feels good to you, though. My first gun was a 1911. That's why I like them so much, but other people don't like them, so it's hard for me to say. What is your thoughts on the 88-day part of the ban? Well, differing statements have come out. The one that I'm under the understanding of is the fact that if 40 million people, and there's up to 40 million braces out there, if 40 million people apply for a SBR permit, it's going to destroy their computers. They'll never get them processed. So as far as I know, if you get it all applied for before the 120-day ban is initiated, you should be okay. But keep a watch on laws as they keep on working on it through the next 2 months. That's why I said wait 60 days. Don't panic. Don't do anything. Because even at 60 days, you still have almost a month to figure out what you're going to do. Is anyone really going to Form 1 their pistols? Some people will. I've seen people do it. On the hard work. I like hammer fire guns. So do I. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sitting next to me right now because I was playing with them, cleaning them after a range trip, and 1 Glock. So that'll tell you where my loyalties lie. I foresee a lot of loss to a boating accident reports. Here's the thing. If you're going to put it on and you're in your house, nobody's going to look through your windows. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. This is not the legal advice you are looking for, but it's going to be one of those that's very hard to enforce. As a connoisseur of NFA items, I'll take 20. It'll take 20 years if you're lucky on getting that back from the ATF. The E-forms are already like 9 months. The influx will destroy that system for sure. Yeah, it absolutely will. It'll take, they said it could take what, 50 some years if they did one every second? That's insane. If you haven't shot this Springfield Prodigy, it's one of the best units you've ever fired. I hope so because I'm buying one, but unfortunately one of our friends has the 4.25 inch. I'm getting the 5 inch. He has the 4.25 inch and he's had nothing but problems with it. I lost my boat in a gunning accident. Had a gunsmith pin and weld my muzzle device. Now it's a real rifle. You can do that. The suppressed Kel-Tec Sub 2K has a 4-inch barrel. That's a 4. My hand isn't working. 4-inch barrel with a 12-inch suppressor welded to it. Oh no, don't let YouTube see you cleaning your guns. I bet that gets bad. I've never cleaned one on camera. I've done some members only videos, which aren't even monetized, which don't even get really looked at by the algorithm because you have to pay to get to those videos anyways. And I won't do one showing modifications like my customized Glock Gen 3. I've never shown the process. I've only showed pictures. GOA has proven the ATF has a dangerous legal flaw about Form 1 for your pistol brace firearms. Yeah. The ATF and the NFA need to be repealed. ATF, you guys can go work at the tax department. I don't care. Nobody likes you. You're enforcing laws that were created 54 years ago that shouldn't apply to today. Period. +1 internet to you. Thank you for the extra internet. Thoughts on the Canik TP9 Elite SC? I had one. In fact, one of my customers, I sold him one. He traded it in somewhere else. I bought it. Then I got rid of it. Ever shot a Magnum Research 4570 BFR? No, I have not. I want to, but I've never had the opportunity to do so. So if you want to send yours in, I'll take a look at it. 100%. Yep. What are your thoughts about future videos considering this BS? You got to be careful. Like I said, Mr. Guns and Gear, he almost got his channel deleted over this crap. And basically, as he described it from his rep, I'm supposed to have one at over 100K, but I haven't actually spoken to anybody. but he says you cannot show yourself threading a suppressor onto a gun, inserting a magazine over 30 round capacity, and installing a red dot. He said installing a red dot got him a strike. Hold on one second. Did you move? I think you moved. Small thing. What do you think about the Honey Badger? Genuinely, never shot one. I want to, never shot one. Interesting gun. I think it would be fun to own, but I don't think it'd be as practical as a regular rifle. I want a tactical lever action. Any recommendation? Wait a month, then you can get the Bond Arms lower for your AR upper. That's going to be a pretty badass one. Thoughts on a 16-inch barrel on an AR-9? Look at a SIG MCX. That's a 16-inch 9mm with roller. I believe it's roller delay blowback. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a 9mm with a 16-inch barrel. It seems to run fine. You don't need that much barrel, but it is required for certain divisions in two guns, as well as it makes it a rifle, so you can put whatever equipment, vertical foregrip, grips, etc. on it. I'm trying to read when I'm talking, and it's throwing off my speechitude. What do you not like about the Canik TP9 Elite SE? Too small, big hands. Big hands. What the hell ever happened to 30 Super Carry? Did it finally fizzle out? It fizzled out before it even hit because of COVID and the fact that only two companies make a gun, Smith & Wesson and Nighthawk Customs. So you have a $300 gun that you can easily get a 380 or a 9mm or a $4,000 1911. It was doomed from the start, and they released the round at the wrong time. AR-9s are worthless, man. Fun range toys. Putting a 16-inch barrel makes it completely worthless. No, I mean, if you're going to go with the 16-inch barrel, I would go with the real rifle caliber. But they do serve a purpose, especially if you want something with magazine compatibility. I know there's some guys out there that will buy certain guns just because they take a certain mag. So that's something to look into. If you want to go woods walking and you want Glock mags, you carry all Glock, that's the way to go. Plus with 10mm with 10mm being available, it's a good idea to put 10mm mags into a AR style platform, and then you have 10mm compatibility. Or High Point 1095. That's the model, not the price, although they are about $10. The example I was talking about is the Bond Arms 357 mag 38 special, plus you can run varmint shot shells. Yeah. My Badger is in 300 blackout, and my screen just, there we go. Plus you can run a registered SBR. They're stupid fun. Yeah, I agree. You talk about the ATF trap yet with the 88-day rule. Yes, because there's questions about the legality of it due to the rule they're trying to enforce. So as I said before, differing places, including a couple of lawyers that have been following the situation, are saying that the apparent nature of it is slightly different. Again, not a lawyer, but they do say that there's going to be some changes. So keep watching over the next 2 months. What's the best long slide platform to make a race competition style gun out of? Glock 34, the Canik Rival series is pretty good, although 5.25 inch is not a great length compared to some of the other guys. CZ, obviously with their Shadow 2s, and I would probably say believe it or not, Springfield XDM with a 5.25 inch barrel could be pretty good. The Honey Badger is meant for one purpose, stealth. Your thoughts on HoloSun innovation? Does the new thermal or night vision sight with camera and optical zoom interest you? Love their stuff. They keep innovating and forcing me to buy year over year. Adam, that is interesting, but I'm a pistol guy, and I barely run optics on my pistols. So I will probably check one out if it's not too expensive, but otherwise I have not made a full decision about them yet. I might put one on one of my AR-15s. Am I too late? No, but wait, too late for what? Paradox, by the way, have you ever owned an airsoft gun? Yes, a bunch. I have, I don't know where it went, but I have a few still here. I also have some .177 BB guns that I still own because they're the Umarex Legend series. Pretty cool stuff. Although now I'm worried because I don't know where the hell it went. BB gun. I'll find it later. Best adjustable trigger. I'm not a trigger guy. I'm guessing you're talking, I mean, like my Glock, I run a Steel City Arsenal. I've run Apex in a couple of my guns, but those aren't really adjustable. I've got adjustable triggers in my 1911s, but that's just for the pull. I'm not really too up on the adjustable triggers for like ARs or rifles. Although the Savage Axis or the AccuTrigger, that's adjustable. I guess Umarex for the win. Any thoughts on the CZ platform? Do you own any cool that we haven't seen? No, you've seen the SP 01 Tactical, which I've actually sold off. That went to one of my buddies. And no, I've got a couple others, but I don't show them all. What would you say is the best Glock night sights to upgrade on a subcompact and full size for duty? Trigicons, they're expensive, but they're really good. The XS sights, they make the biggest front sight dot, and I like a front sight with a minimalist rear. So I've run those before. I actually had a review sample of theirs. I like theirs. Ameriglows, they're cheap, but they're effective, and the tritium seems to hold up pretty well. Shh! Congratulations. Thank you, sir. Did you see administrative result? No, I did not see that he used a real gun in an airsoft match. That would be incredible. Have you watched Grand Thumb? Yes. I find his videos interesting. He does things in a pretty nice way. I love his long range shooting, especially with pistols, and he's pretty funny. So he's very interesting. How long would you guess before they ban all online part sales? Oh, that's a long ways off. Very long ways off. Since we don't serialize slides, we don't serialize barrels here in the United States, that's a long way off. How's your G19's project coming along? Ever finish the grip? Yep. I put my silicone carbide on it. I got it all ready. And then it turns out I sanded the inside of the mag well too much. And I pushed the mag spring, the one that retains the mag release, too far through the plastic. So I have to fix it. It's almost done though. Favorite FUD comment, 45 HP is God's caliber. It is. What gets replaced first, couch or hat? I have 3 hats, and I have to order more. The problem is last time I ordered some of these hats, somebody sent me a dildo. So, have you ever built your own pistol? I'm considering it, but not sure where to start. Yes, I build custom Glocks a lot. I've built a bunch of those. I've built 1911s, changed them up, tuned them up. It's not that hard. You just got to take your time and do it right. Thoughts on a full custom Glock for carry versus stock plus sights, Talon grips, but no mechanical upgrades. If you want full reliability, don't mess with the originality of the gun. That being said, if you have the ability to do work on your own guns, my 1911s all get tuned, and my 19s always get upgraded, or my Glocks always get upgraded, but I would leave it dead stock. It also avoids any hassle should you have to use it in an actual shooting that you haven't modified your gun to make it faster or more lethal. Sorry I'm late. Congratulations, brother. No worries. I'm actually just kind of sitting here answering questions, so as long as you guys keep throwing them out, I'm happy sitting here. My custom builds are great and have proven reliable for me to this point, but not sure about carry. Again, I tune the crap out of my 1911s, and I'll carry those every day. Triggers, recoil assemblies, everything, and I like them. Congrats. Oh, no. I will never get a 3D printer. You saw what happened to print, shoot, repeat. I'm not sure how long off we are from a full parts ban. No, it's the ATF is just, it's a joke. And they can't control online sales. That's something completely different. Finally found a PSA 9mm 16-inch barrel on it and a used 308 buffer tube and spring, which usually means sorry, my brain isn't reading that right, but it sounds like you had a lot of fun with that gun. Adam, how will the pistol stabilizer brace work with the pistol hit kits like the MCX? You can't put it on. The MCX, since it doesn't require a buffer tube, you can't have anything on the back of the receiver. It's like a Draco AK where it has nothing on the back plate, or a Scorpion 3.1, nothing on the back plate. You cannot have it there. Otherwise, it automatically becomes an SBR. Does anyone remember when the guy put a flashlight strap into his pistol brace, took pictures, and sent to the ATF for a clarification letter? No. No. I heard that you can make a semi-automatic into a fully automatic M4, not unless you have licenses and equipment. You can modify an AR to fire full auto, but it is a crime if you do so. You do need special licenses for that, and it's expensive. And you can't sell it when you're done. So what's the point unless you're a dealer? Adam, please share your favorite range story, either an idiot, a newbie that you helped, or someone you wowed you with their skills. Lately, this is a more recent story. I have other stories, but this is the most recent story. I have a 2-for-2 with my buddy Jim at the range for Middletown of giving him guns he can't shoot, and he's a competition shooter. I gave him an EAA Chiappa MC27E, which is an old gun from 2014. And the first time I shot it, I was shooting a 2-foot by 3-foot steel plate, and I shot about 2 feet low. And then the next shot hit a different target, and then my other buddy shot it. He did the same thing. And then when the competition shooter guy shows up, takes aim because he's pissed that I shot his stands, and 3 feet low with his first shot, 4 feet left with his next shot, and over to the right on his next shot. So that's been my favorite story. I have this innate ability to give him guns he cannot shoot, and I'm trying to find more because it's funny. Might still be an SBR even with the flat black back plate because there's enough surface area to shoulder it, or no? No, because, well, if you shoulder it, it's automatically, but there's nothing attached to it. Only parts of the receiver that are still there are ones that are required for the function of the pistol. So technically, no, you'll be okay. What's been your favorite gun build? Probably my Kimber Aegis that I sold like an idiot. 2-pound trigger, all Wilson Combat internals, custom grips, everything. And it was my favorite gun, and I should have never sold it. Congrats on the play button. Still trying to pick up one of the new FN high powers, but can't find one. Are you thinking about picking one up? No, because it's not a high power. It's an FN 9mm double stack pistol. It's not a high power. All the internals are different. The controls are different. Nothing interchanges between one and a real one. I'll get the Gerson MC35 match before I get that one. Personal opinion. SIG MCX. I've never owned one. I've held them. They feel nice. I'll probably wind up getting one. Poor Jim. Why poor Jim? Update on your Ruger P95. What all have you done with it? I put some fiber optic sights on the back, and I really messed up the slide doing that because I was down here in the basement and I was just trying to get it done. So I was smacking it with metal. Doesn't look great, but I'm getting the slide or the frame custom stippled by Greg down at Liberty Arms. Does it bother you when you're recognized now? No. Although I have a habit of saying thank you before asking if they actually like the content they're seeing. So I've been trying to rein that in. And then some people have said that I talk too much about it. So I really rein that in. Thank you for the time answering questions and great content. Keep the questions coming in the chat. This community is great. Congrats again. Stay safe. You too, Adam. I like talking. I like interacting with people, especially ones that I can't see because you're on the internet. It's even more fun. I wish I could find the Emissary in 9mm 4.25 inch. Be kind of cool. I've never done that. Never owned one. I had the 5-inch, and funny story. It's just a store story. A couple of guys came in, and one bought my Emissary, one bought my Star, and then another one the first one bought one of my Glocks. And then I bought a Glock that day, and he's like, when you get rid of that Glock, you got to call me. So yeah, one couple of dudes, that's going to be so funny because they're going to be buying all my guns. I think that's funny. That info on imports is so depressing. Seriously, the ATF needs to piss off. Agreed. Paradox. Have you ever tried to paint a gun, and I mean fully repaint? Nope. Nope. I send my guns out when they need to get anything like that. I just go ahead and just mutilate them as much as I want to if it's a junk frame or something like that. But if it's something I want to come out nice, I send it off because I know I don't have the equipment. I got something to let you review. I'll bring it to the shop tomorrow. That will be awesome. I'll be there again all day, so that's cool. You see the latest PSR video? He put a switch on a dagger. No, I did not see that. And if he has the licenses, I guess that's cool. I've seen some pretty ridiculous switches people have been putting under their guns. I've also seen some advertised. And unfortunately, when it's not in a controlled environment, that's the kind of stuff that's causing YouTube to crack down on crap like that. I'm not saying print, shoot, repeat is doing something wrong. He, like I said, he might have the licenses for it, or he might just be saying screw it and doing it. But I heard he had a couple of strikes. So if he's doing it without the proper paperwork, there could be an issue there. Has your channel raised the value on your builds? No, if anything, it's brought them down because people have seen me throw them and drop the slide on an empty chamber. It's kind of funny. It was his buddies that had a license and was supposedly there. That makes all the difference. Literally, that's all you need. As long as you have proper licensing and safety equipment, you're allowed to do whatever you want with the firearm. And he kept it blurred out. Yep. That's what Brandon Herrera did that in a couple of his videos recently because of the strikes. And the one where he had Swagger Souls on, and he was having him shoot a bunch of stuff. Every time they put in a magazine, they blurred it, even though the rule is as long as it's under 30 rounds, it's fine. But I guess a couple of the guns he was shooting might have had larger than 30 round mags in them. So he wasn't taking any chances. Because again, you get 3 strikes, your channel is supposed to be gone. And yeah. I wish PSR would have used the PSA barrel with the switch. He ended up using an aftermarket barrel. Well, technically, even PSA's aftermarket because they're just cloning a Gen 3. But I get what you're saying. Maybe it just wasn't rated to handle the cycling. Recommendations for my first 1911. If you want to save money, the 2 companies to go with are Rock Island and TSOS. A third company would be Gerson. Gerson makes some decent ones, but their prices are going up quite a bit because their quality has gone up. Donut posted something about not being able to post content inserting 30 round mags. Yeah, if you have a rifle, I thought it was over 30, but it could be straight 30. Basically, they're trying to eliminate AK mag dumps and AR mag dumps. So as long as it's inserted when it comes up into frame, it's okay, but you cannot physically show yourself inserting the magazine. Would you stop going to sleep? I have a rainbow chrome twisted barrel from PSA for the wife's dagger. I was thinking about building a Glock that was like an FU Glock for the channel. It was going to have a rainbow barrel or gold twist barrel with a rainbow slide, and it was going to have a pink apex trigger, and it was going to have a bright chrome mag release, and it was going to have a red magwell on it. Let me know if you want me to build that. What are you most excited for from SHOT Show 2023 so far? I think they should have a public show day week like the auto show. Yes and no, because if too many people go in there, I think that would actually cause problems. They're trying to control it a little bit more carefully than they would a car show. But I don't think it would do any good to have it as a public show. What is the cheapest semi-automatic guns, including AR-15, that are buying? That people are buying right now? Taurus, the G series, the G3, G3Cs. Those are semi-automatic guns that sell really well. Radical Firearms, RF-15, Diamondback DB-15. They're both cheaper AR-15s that people are buying. Definitely PSR is treading lightly, but pretty smart over there. Hopefully they manage to jump through the proper loopholes. Yeah, he's got to be careful. Do it. You just want to shoot it. Are you going to be first in line for the High Point YC9 that has a Glock front sight? true innovation. Probably, but the JXP10 has a lot of the features of the 9, so that will be a nice one, and I believe that one takes Glock sights as well. The censorship these days is ridiculous. Taurus revolvers with red dots. Red dot optics are looking weird. Yes. Charlie, go to bed. That are worth buying. What? I've owned the Taurus G series. I've had a lot of luck with my Taurus G series. They run well. They actually work well. So I've actually had a lot of fun with my Gs, and I'd suggest them. Next up would probably be, in terms of the pistols, Smith & Wessons, Glocks. If you get them mapped, like our stores, both of the stores I work at, they sell them at map pricing or less. Just kidding. They sell them at map pricing. I didn't say it out loud. Don't fire me. And they're a good deal if you do that. In terms of the censorship, I'm thinking about going to Utreon and uploading both places. So we'll see what happens. My buddy's wife just got him a DB AR-15 and he likes it. And believe it or not, Diamondback is the manufacturer or a subsidiary or a subcontracted manufacturer for Daniel Defense's lowers. So my guns for 3 gun comps are all rainbow colored. It's a great time to see the looks. Yeah, I bet. There's no laughing out loud on this channel. This is a serious channel, he says as he scratches himself inappropriately. Just kidding, I'm touching my leg. My third leg. But yeah, Utreon, I might go over there. I think that might be something that we have to do for a secondary source for videos. Plus, I can do all the builds that I want over there, and they won't censor those. Bruce, MF and Wayne, how do you feel about the Taurus TH series? I've had the TH9. I think it's a pretty good gun. I never had the TH40. They seem to work fine. We'll have to see if I decide to buy another one. I was thinking about buying another one. We'll have to wait and see. Just don't pull a dark side. Phil, yep, probably won't. They don't seem to have a problem with our kids watching drag queens in churches, but anything to do with becoming dependent on oneself is almost like against the law these days. I try not to get too much into like what YouTube is doing, because at the end of the day, and this may be an unpopular opinion, nobody applied to make videos on YouTube. We just all do it. So when people say that YouTube is destroying somebody's living, you chose to do it. I don't do this for a living. But if you chose to do this for a living and you didn't have to go through an application process, then you have to accept that you're giving up a lot of your rights to do this. Because there are many channels that should not be on this platform getting monetized. And if you had to go through a full application process to do it, that would be one thing. But all these people that just bitch about this platform need to understand that you can go somewhere else. Tactical reloads, I do that sometimes for fun. They are what they are. With all the subscribers, are you looking for a couch cushion sponsor? No, but I may have to buy some more cushions just to have spares. Congratulations. Have a great night. You too, sir. SIG P320 doesn't clear last round often. It's new. Maybe need to get broken better. If it doesn't clear the last round, that sounds like it's your ejector spring possibly, or the follower is catching the bullet. The follower from the magazine is catching the bullet as it's pulling, or the casing as it's pulling it out and stopping it. I would just be cautious about that. Ryan, there you go. Ryan, how you doing, man? Congratulations, man. Can't wait to get my Glock 40. That's who bought my Glock, by the way. Stabby McStabwood. YouTube is ruining my life. I'm such a victim. Send me money. Pretty much. Thoughts on S15 shield mags? Recoding everything for my Glocks in MP3 seems to have solved any issues I've had. I have had the Glock 48 and 43X with shield mags. I had one issue with the shield mag release not actually working with factory Glock mags, but other than that, I've been pretty happy with them. I haven't had any issues with them. Obviously, if you run a metal mag release, you need to continue to use metal mags, or you need to continue to just run 10 rounders. Those are your choices. You definitely indeed are right about that. Cool. I have the memory of a goldfish. I'm happy, but I don't remember exactly what I answered. Nerve damage, man. Drag queens are performers and not necessarily sexual. That is true. And the way I see it, their platform, their rules. It's kind of the way I'm saying. I've got 1,400 videos on this platform. If one day they decide to kick me off, that's their choice, and there's nothing I can do about it other than upload to another platform. So we'll have to see what happens if, again, like you said, they crack down more and more this year, which doesn't seem to be happening to me because my content is pretty clean and I don't show modifications. But if they were to go that way, I could change up my platform. I have a couple of other channels that I don't use, so I have options, but I don't want to have to use them. I just built my first Glock 26 using OEM recoil spring assembly, and it's so stiff. Any recommendation? It's smooth as butter on the rails without the spring installed. The recoil spring, if you bought a new one, it needs to be broken in. Something you can do, and I say this on the VR80 shotguns and the VRBP 100s, lock the slide back and just leave it locked back for a few days and see if that helps free it up a little bit. See, just shoot it some. Glock 26, it's rated for plus P, so just run some heavy loads, 147 grain, 154 if you can get them. Just run some heavy stuff that'll help break in the spring. Imagine if YouTube didn't exist. I remember a time when it didn't. We used to go to stupidvideos.com and they were like 7 seconds long. Holy cat, just realized you're at 120K already. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Don't cut the coils off the spring. Shoot it first. See what happens. Don't cut your coils yet. Tiny slides have a lot of load on that spring to start. Yeah, like I said, Adam's right. Just shoot it a bunch. I bet you it runs flawlessly. It's just going to be a while before it breaks in. And the fact that depending on what generation is, if it's the single spring, it's going to be stiffer than a double spring setup on a Gen 4, Gen 5. Okay, so if you were in a fight with the bear, would you choose a SIG or a Glock? Between the X10 and the Glock 40, I would probably take the X10 because it has a shorter barrel. Between an X10 and a Glock 20, I'd probably take the Glock 20. Yeah, I did shoot it, but all I had was 115 grain and it wouldn't eject the round. Okay, well, like I said, lock the slide back and leave it for a few days, see if that helps. McManus, that's your opinion. I'm not condoning that. Whatever was in 10 mil and handy. Lamau. I agree. What's your opinion on PSA? They're okay products. Some of their AKs or earlier AKs were a little questionable. The Dagger, when it first came out, was overpriced because it was overhyped during COVID. They're doing some fun stuff. I would say as a retailer at an FFL, not good because they will undercut retailers during their flash sales, like during Black Friday. They were selling at such a low price, but they weren't offering the product to us as an FFL so that we could sell it, even though we were distributors registered with PSA. So I think that's a little bit of a bullcrap way to run your business. Olight did the same thing. That's why I actually cut ties with them. I had one of their Valkyries and I did a video and I did a couple of videos for them. And the dude just kept on trying to get me to do more and more stuff for him. And he pissed me off and I cut ties with them because they just, he was an asshat and I couldn't handle it anymore. Send it to the Jiminy Show and he will break it in for you. Sure thing. I like PSA overall. They have some good ammo deals. Yep. And you can get a PSA dagger with an optics cut and 10 mags for under $400. If you want to do something dumb with your gun, just watch Demolition Ranch and keep scrolling down until you find what you want to do to your gun, because he probably has already done it. He has on the cheaper guns. If you want to see somebody destroy his guns, Kentucky Ballistics is a great one to watch, because after his 50 cal almost tried to take him out, he has been doing testing on his guns. So he's blown up a lot of expensive guns. Hard to find guns too. Barrett excluded, but he just recently did the 4570 all-weather gun. That hurt to watch him blow that up, but when you get 1 million views on a video, you can afford to blow up a $3,000 gun, because you're going to make way more money in the long run. By the way, you see my stab wound? It's healing so much better. Yay. Wound. Yeah, I'm starting to question PSA due to them failing to respond to my warranty claim after 3 weeks. There's that too. And with companies like Polymer 80 out there producing stuff, and Grey Ghost Precision, Grey Ghost Precision and a few other companies, PSA only has stuff like their 5.7 Rock and a couple other guns that are actually keeping my attention when it comes to that. Although your warranty claim after 3 weeks, I sent the gun back to Rock Island, my SDK 100, when the extractor broke after 30 rounds, and they didn't send that gun back for 4 months. Thoughts on Glock store parts? I have mixed results. They screwed me on a custom build for 2 years during their move, but ended up giving it to me for free. Well, I mean, at least they tried to do something. I've never dealt with Glock store, but at least they were willing to make up for it and do the right thing. Definitely all cool channels you mentioned so far, along with this one, of course. I try to watch the guys that are real. Honest Outlaw, by the way. Watch him, Chris, over there. He's a great shooter. Stab wound. Did you visit England? No. Apparently I didn't give anybody warning, so at my 100K video, I had a bandage on my arm. Greg down at Liberty Arms was sharpening a knife, and I had set my custom Glock build down on a counter, and when I went to reach for it, I drove my arm into a knife that was being sharpened and then pulled down. So yeah, it's only 3 stitches, but it went in pretty deep, because, I'm stupid. I haven't even sent them my AR yet, just emailed them after I spoke to them on the phone. I'm not a repair guy, but if it's your upper or anything like that, I wouldn't send them the whole gun. I would just send them the part that's broken. Don't send a serialized part if you don't have to. Makes it a lot easier. Comp versus ported. Well, I've got a Raging Hunter sitting right here that's ported, and I have a Glock that's comped. I'd probably go with ported versus comped, because a ported gun doesn't have to increase its overall length to be effective, whereas a comped gun adds inch and a half to it just to function in the proper way, because it has to extend past the barrel. And BTW, not you guys, but there were comments on a couple of my videos where they were talking about how a barrel bushing compensator for a 1911 doesn't actually do anything. It does. If you watch high-speed videos of guns firing, even one that fires at less than 1,000 feet per second, that bullet leaves the end of the barrel before the slide starts moving. So it does actually affect it. So I did one of the dumbest things, trying to remove a spring, and almost cut my finger off instead of not being lazy and walking 10 steps over and getting the proper tools. I've done that. Need a decent comp for one of my Glock 26s. Any recommendation? Arsenal and Agency Arms both make really good ones that actually lock onto the end of the barrel. Burning my bits due to a lack of proper holster makes me lean towards ported, but get better performance from the comp. True. Although you put enough rounds through it, it doesn't matter if it's ported, comped, or anything. It's going to burn the crap out of you. How do you like your Raging Hunter? I've been looking at one in 44 mag. This one is in 44 mag. I haven't shot it yet because I just got it from Daniel today, but it's a very interesting pistol. I've shot the 357. I assume the 44 Magnum is just going to be a little bit stronger. And I'm down for that. Well, I don't need one, but it has a threaded barrel, so why not? Exactly. Agency Arms 417C. Thank you, sir. Good choice. Yeah, I've got an Agency Arm dual port comp. Doesn't fit on the G26. That sucks. Do fluted barrels do anything? It lowers the overall weight of the gun. Does nothing for functionality. Octagonal barrels are typically heavier because they have more material. Bull barrels are heavier because they have more material. Fluted barrels are for both looks and for weight savings. On your recent I have one, it's so funny how the Glock shot is on it. Yeah, Glock shot. For those of you that haven't really watched that video, I call it the Glock shot. When you take a striker fired gun or any gun that has a crap trigger, which is anything other than a 1911 CZ Shadow, P99, etc., when you go take your first shot, a lot of times if you're right-handed, your shot goes low left. That is because you are anticipating your shot and pushing forward. Call that the Glock shot. Glocks are notorious for it because they have that super slim trigger safety, and when you pull it back, it doesn't go flush with the trigger, so you pull and anticipate, and your shot goes left. Does anyone like the Glock 43? Yeah, but it's outdated. Get a 43X. Dracos. It's the only way you're going to have an AK pistol, so get used to it. Fluted barrels also help with heat dissipation too, doesn't it? It's a thinner material, so it does dissipate heat faster. However, it doesn't really make it do it. It's just a side effect from taking material off. And if your slide isn't ported or it doesn't have slide cuts, that heat's just going to be absorbed into the slide anyway, so it doesn't really change the heat level unless your slide is cut as well as the barrel. The end of the recoil rod is too large for the hole in the Agency Arms comp. I'll have to check and see if they make a version with a larger hole. Out of curiosity, why do you prefer YouTube over other platforms? Is it simply due to the following you've built here or something else? P.S. Thanks for the content. Your channel is awesome. Yeah, YouTube is actually the biggest platform, so it's the place to do it. But it wasn't where I started. I actually started by doing Vine, 6-second videos. And then they tried to compete with everybody else, went to 15-second videos, and then it got killed. So I started doing YouTube. And it's where I am. It's easy to do. They host everything. I don't have to pay for anything other than the equipment I use. And it's an easy way, once I became a partner, to earn a little bit of extra money. So hopefully 2023, with shorts making money and me getting 7 to 10 million views a month, that will actually produce a little bit of extra money. And every single penny I get for the channel goes back into the channel, either in equipment or guns. I am picking up some cameras as well as some new stands because mine are old and falling apart. What do you think about the which one is that? The 2022 gun details. I don't know. I love my Draco. Put a Sandman S on it. I don't need a brace. I have a sling. Works good-ish. There you go. Don't need a stock for home defense. That's true. LOL what? LOL what? What? I like what? Expand, McManus. You ever fire a printed gun? Nope. Have not had a interest in it. The new Modern Warfare 2, I'm refusing to call it Modern Warfare 2. I never played it. I think he meant brace, McManus. So, what in the butt? Yeah. YouTube is more simple and convenient than Rumble or any of the other still growing platforms for now. According to Ian over on Forgotten Weapons, Utreon has been around for a while. TFB TV, they plug it heavily in their mailroom. So I may, like I said, I'm going to start uploading videos there as well, but I can also do full disassembly videos, modification videos, shooting videos without having to, John Cena, change the content for YouTube. Think Glock will get into crazy modularity that the 360 line has. 365 line seems to have taken them forever to innovate. That's because Gaston Glock is still alive. Gaston needs to pass on so that the company can go into new hands and innovate. But definitely shorts from almost any platform will help you get noticed at least. I have TikTok. TikTok does not allow gun stuff at all for me. So I've been threatened with deletion 3 times and I'm not putting anything on there anymore. I did one video, had 1 million views, tons of likes, and got me 10,000 followers. And then it's just been kind of stagnating because I can't put up the videos I want to put up. So screw it. I'm not going to do anything on their platform as long as they're going to be that restrictive. Instagram, I'll post photos every now and then, but again, I don't. Social media, like PewDiePie, the social media aspect of it does not appeal to me. Odyssey supports two-way creators. That's cool. Gaston is stuck in his ways. Yep. What do you think of the AK man, aka Brandon Herrera? He's young, and that does show in some of the things he does. I like his style. I like the fact that he speaks his mind on most things. He and I disagree on points, but I respect everything he does, and his engineering ability with the AK-50 is pretty cool. But again, he's under 30. He's got a lot of living to do still, but he has a bright future. You can also sync all your YouTube content onto Odyssey. Yeah, you can do that with Utreon as well. They'll scrape it, or I can just double upload. And again, I don't do this for a living, even though I've got a following. It's not what I do for a living. It's what I do for fun. That's why I honestly don't really listen to a lot of suggestions. But if I decide to make a living out of it, I will be making a living out of it. What up, dude? What up, hot, cold man? He like 25 and building. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, Brandon Herrera is a very talented builder. His AKs, from what I've seen, are sublime. I think that he has a little bit more growing up to do, as do a lot of people on YouTube. And I'm saying that as a person who makes videos of me throwing guns on a couch because I'm trying to piss off Glock owners. So take that what you will. Favorite type of comment haters? I don't have a favorite kind of content haters, and he's 28 now. But favorite type of content haters or comment haters are the "this is better than that" commenter when I didn't ask, or people that are insistent that I'm wrong without having proof, or people that just spam the same damn jokes over and over. It gets tiring. When I did the 4473 short and people kept saying, well, Joe Biden's son didn't have to do it. What about Hunter Biden? Are you the president's son? Odyssey and Rumble will let you upload your YouTube content, I believe. Not positive on that one. I'm probably going to just stop at Utreon if I do anything. Me too. My channel has more view on non-gun stuff. Hit Alaska. More people want to see Alaska more. Rathan. Are you typing on a phone? He's a 25-year-old millionaire with a machine gun collection. At that age, I was barely getting decent jobs. I wouldn't say he's a millionaire because he invests all his money in his company, which is the right. Hopefully, I didn't show that on camera. But he invests his money into his company, which is the right thing to do. He does have a decent collection, but I bet you most of those are owned by the company that he owns. What Call of Duty did you play? I stopped at Black Ops. Yeah. You're in bed. Yeah, well, that makes sense. Although I've been reached out to by a couple of YouTube guys here in Virginia. By the way, not a YouTuber, not a Guntuber, just a YouTube channel. But I've been reached out to by a couple of guys. Alex, who had the RPD guns, that was pretty cool. And Dadbot Operator, he reached out to me. We haven't been able to meet up. He wants to collab. I don't have enough guns to compete with him, though. He's got some good stuff. I stopped at World at War. Never played a COD game. You don't have to. Back in the day, we used to play Battlefield, and then before that, because I'm this old, we used to play Delta Force. Do you guys remember that? That was one of the first one with a lot of cheat spammers, where they would just hide in the clouds and shoot out rocket propelled grenades like they were machine guns. I always found that funny. You're not missing out. Told you. Battlefield was fun. I just started this channel. That makes me old too then. Yeah, probably. You know, Delta Force still has servers. I quit playing it Bond on the Nintendo 64. Which Bond? GoldenEye or what was that? The World Is Not Enough. Because GoldenEye was the GOAT. Get a guest spot on Tim Pool's show. I hear he has some fun guns on the compound. Yeah. I found this channel a bit ago because it was a short of some dude talking about guns on his couch. Stuck around for more. Yeah, couch isn't going anywhere. You're stuck with the couch as much as I was thinking about getting rid of it. Great, now I got to get back into Delta Force. I would. To culminate my 39th birthday. Well, happy birthday to you. I'm 43, so I'm an old fart. Although Brandon looks older than me because he spends too much time in the sun. I want a Steam Deck so I can play GoldenEye. My buddy Daniel bought a Steam Deck. He loves it. What are your thoughts on AR-15s chambered in 350 Legend? I think it's cool. I think an AR chambered in anything is cool. 5.56 obviously is like your basic bitch pumpkin spice AR, but I think any round in an AR is cool, and I prefer those. In fact, you saw in a post, I didn't do a video on the gun, but I did pick up the Noreen BBN 223, which is 223 Wild, and it's LEO only now. So I like any and all AR-15s. Even a Bond Arms lever action AR-15. Have you ever shot one? Nope. Not in 350 Legend. What are the future plans for the channel? Want to get some range footage or have some fun with reviews to supplement the couch? I did some range stuff. I have to work around the schedule at the range because they do classes all day long and my day off isn't always the same. So I need to work around what their time is, and then filming, I have to make sure that I can be there, film for an hour, and then dip out before anybody else shows up. But I also have to clean up my brass, and that sucks. What is the difference between the basic 5.56 and 300 Blackout? 300 Blackout is a much heavier round. It is a bigger round. It is a completely different round, although you can use the magazines. But a 300 Blackout can be up to 200 grains, where a 5.56 maxes out at, what, 82 grains or something like that. Much smaller bullet than a 300 Blackout. Also, you can hunt with 300 Blackout in Virginia. You can't with 5.56. Thoughts on 9mm rifles? I don't have a problem with them, but I'm not a rifle guy. I know that like purist rifle guys, especially AR guys, don't like the 9mm AR platform, but a Ruger PCC is pretty cool. The Kel-Tec Sub 2K was kind of cool. It's a little old and basic bitch now, but it's pretty fun. Those lever ARs look stupid fun. Yes, they do. That's why I'm getting one. When do you get the Raid Shadow Legends ad read? LOL. Probably never, because I've been reached out by a few guys, but they don't want to pay a guy with only 100,000 subs to do big reads when my videos, my long form videos, don't get the number of views that the short forms do. I want the upper from a small team supply. If it's an RPK upper for 5.56, M4 24-inch barrel, set up for more sustained fire. Yeah. It's not that we don't like. Is it that we don't like the 9mm rifles, or do we just not see a reason for it outside of competition environment? That's the reason I would go with. The fact is they don't serve as good a purpose outside of the competition environment. Although guys like Honest Outlaw say it makes a better home defense gun because your risk of over penetration versus a 5.56 is lower, but you might as well go with a shotgun with buckshot if you're thinking about something in a long gun. SIG P320 or Glock. Bone stock out of the box, 320. Customized into a race gun, 320. I have Glocks. I still prefer my X5 Legion. If you're ever in Northwest Florida, I have some oddball AR-15s. I'm assuming you mean oddball that always need to be shot. That might be interesting. Bullpups your Rock Island. Yeah, I'd love to see you try that. I did sell that. I might buy it back though. Why don't people ever mention frangible rounds when talking about home defense with an AR? It's a good question. Frangible rounds are expensive. A lot of manufacturers aren't even really making it right now. So when you do find it, it's exorbitantly expensive. But I just think a lot of people wouldn't even think about buying it for it. Although it would make a good choice. Do you see any M40s or M40Xs anymore? No. X5 Legion or Max. I have the X5 Legion personally. The Max is interesting, but it's red dot only, and sometimes I prefer to go back to irons. My preferred ammo brands. Magtech is decent. Cellular and Bellet is probably a good one because they do a brass wash on the bullets. For self-defense, I've been carrying Winchester silver tips and Sig Sauer performance rounds. Yep, that's what I said earlier. 9mm rifles are great to match your pistol mags to. That is true. Unless you're like me and you carry 1911s, then it's a little more difficult. Does an AR-57 exist? Technically, yes. The CMMG Descent is available in 5.7. Pistols are to get you to your rifle. They're not meant to supplant one or supplement one. Yep. A lot of people don't understand that because people say 2 world wars for the 1911. The 1911 was your last ditch firearm. It was your sidearm. You had Thompsons, you had M1 Garands, M1s, and M14s, all those other guns. If you were using your handgun in a firefight in a war, something very wrong happened. Do you like Milsurp at all? Yes. Pistols. I've had Milsurp Star BM9s, 92 FSs, or 92S, and a few others. But rifles, I'm picking up an SKS tomorrow, but I just to own one. I don't own one. I don't go into the woods with just a pistol. See, there you go. Do you think the 5.7 round costs will drop since they're becoming more popular? Yes. Since Smith & Wesson is coming out with their pistol, it will also drive down the price of the firearms, which hopefully will drive down the price of ammunition because they'll need to make more to supply them. Otherwise, you wind up in a 30 super carry position. Figured a 9mm rifle will save on having to stock up on multiple types of ammo. That is true. I don't care what people say. I still like the 1911. 1911s can be one of the most expensive handguns outside of the CZ75, and those are 2 of the most copied platforms in the world. So yeah, it was 11B will get you into trouble, but won't get you out. Sorry, man. Don't understand that one. Winchester silver tips, some of my favorite. You just never know in this day and age. Well, exactly. What is your favorite type of shooting? Now that the range has steel targets, I like steel shooting. Number one, you don't have to put up as much paper. I'm not really into precision from like rifles. I'm into target shooting, steel targets, and a little bit of movement. I have Ronin 10 millimeter 1911 in my pant right now. Thought you were in bed, dude. That's hardcore. If you're in bed and you got a 10 millimeter in your pants, a gun, not you know what I mean. Oh, I love 1911s. I have a bunch. Some are really expensive 1911s. I still don't carry any of them. It's up to you. I carry a different gun every day of the week now, just because I have enough guns that I need to mess with people by carrying the wrong gun on the wrong day. Adam, light attached to pistol, no light or separate flashlight. I like both. Weight under barrel for muzzle flip and light if needed. Don't need to point a gun. You just need light. Masad Ayub suggests that you not have a weapon mounted light for home defense because, well, the minute you come up on target with your light, guess what? You just revealed yourself to your target. And unless you're putting off some shots quickly, they have a chance to then find you. Love the way steel targets sound, and when it's a breezy day, you get that little bit of movement for practicing on moving targets. That is true. I like the plate rack. I think it's fun. I remember I was on a church camping trip and found a bunch of fired 9mm shells and a lot of unfired 9mm ammo, and that's how I got a lot. You picked up 9mm and took it home. What's the wrong gun to carry? One you never shoot. McManus. If you shoot a gun and you're proficient with the gun, doesn't matter what gun you can carry. Even if it's a Phoenix Arms 25 ACP, if you shoot 1,000 rounds through it every couple of months and you get to know it and you're proficient with it, be the best gun in the world. But you could be carrying a $4,000 Nighthawk Custom. You're too afraid to put a round through it and you can't shoot it for shite. You're going to die. So the wrong gun is a gun you don't shoot. In my PJs too. I live in a bunkhouse. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that is horrible. Yeah. I'm not going to read the rest of that. Verifying targets a must? Yes. On one hand, possible criminal evidence. On the other hand, free ammo. Wipe it off. It's fine. Me and Mr. Ayub disagree significantly on that point. Can't shoot what you can't see. Well, that's why he says have a hand-mounted light and your firearm. If you're proficient in one-hand use, you should be fine. But also you can then shine from up here when you're over here, which then can help with targets. Just saying. The state trooper and me would talk about our M4s. He said I should keep it close by, living in the bunkhouse. Man, what are you doing in Alaska? Be careful. Oh, okay. I thought you meant like a type or something. What are your thoughts on getting a Canik Mate SF as a first gun? I can't really find many videos on it. It's a good choice. You'll have to go back a little bit of time to find stuff on it, but they're good guns. They function just as well as the SFTs and all the other ones. SF stands for Special Forces. Doesn't really mean anything. It's a good gun. So if you can get one for a reasonable price, it's definitely a good choice for a first gun. Masab Ayub's grandpa voice puts me to sleep before I can finish the video. If you want a little bit of honesty, I film very late at night because you can probably hear people walking over me right now. Yeah, I run into that too. I'll watch back my video and I'll literally fall asleep while watching it back. So if my voice puts you to sleep, how you doing? Go to bed. It's late. You should sleep. I see a lot of pistols when we see in some rifles, buddy. I'm working on it. I have to film those at the range. Haven't been able to as much. I promise I'll be going out and filming some of those relatively soon. Any love for the 4006? I used to have one. I let it go. I should have kept it. Definitely some benefits and drawbacks with having the light. As you said, you can reveal your position, which is definitely not good, but depending on that, you can temporarily blind the threat. Yep, you need a good light though. I run a Streamlight TLR7 right now. I also have the 300 Turbo from Surefire, so make sure it's a good light. I'm okay with Olight for the first minute or so, but again, Olight kind of screwed me over on our product review agreement, so I'm not working with them at all. When I say a lot of mana, it's like 100 rounds of ammo. That is a lot of ammo. We are done until March. Gotcha. This is Masabayu for Wilson Combat. You know what? He's Grandpa. He's Grandpa Guns. I'm gonna call him Grandpa Guns from now on. Go on his videos and call him Grandpa Guns. Tell him the Jiminy Show said it. See if he ever responds. Hell yeah, you read my comment. I just read that one too. You caught 3 billion black cod this year. Holy crap. That's a lot of cod. Everyone should post a range story in the chat so we can react. Yeah, like I said, there's some bad stories I've had experienced, but overall it's been pretty good. Inexperienced people always scare the crap out of me, or when somebody's on a range adjacent to you and they walk through without calling out, or you can't see them out of your periphery, that's always dangerous. Thinking about getting a Walther PDP as my first pistol. Anything I should know about it? It's very light on top, so I haven't shot one personally, but I would anticipate that your first few shots, you're going to have some recoil issue, but I think after the first couple shots, you should be fine. This is why you rig your entire house up with smart lights. When somebody breaks in, you can tell Alexa to initiate battle mode so the strobes and Welcome to the Jungle starts blaring. Sorry if I just turned on your ALEXAs, but I don't have that. I think he's read every single comment. Yes, I have, except for one. And you know which one it is. He used to be on the TV channel in the 90s. Yeah, until the NRA turned into crap. So the Glock is a good starter pistol. As much as I hate to admit it, yes. A Glock will run. It will run for a long time. It's just boring as crap. What's your opinion on the GX4? I kind of want the XL. I don't care for the small one because it's too small. Smart lights are for beginners. Claymore Roombas for the win. That's why I'm sitting on the couch. I'm afraid to go into the other room. I appreciate the advice. Thank you. You are very welcome. And that would be cool. Okay. I wear plates at the range. I did it in the Army and definitely do it at civilian ranges. You are 100% within your right to wear whatever rigs that you want to in order to feel that you are properly training yourself. Dakota Myers on one of his podcasts said he doesn't like people that are playing at being tactical. And I think he even called out Garand Thumb about it, even though Garand Thumb is actually in the military. What's his name? Mike? Whatever. Anyways. Wear what you want to wear, do what you got to do, train however you got to train. Key point in all of that is train. I have to say that I love this trend of companies putting out guns that can take Glock mags. Thank Glock for letting their patent expire. Now, I believe it's 27 or 31 years for a patent, and then they have the right to extend it, but they didn't, obviously, and now there are a lot more out there. A Glock is a full shooting gun, not pretty great, but it's going to do its job every... You mean cool shooting gun? It runs. That's all that matters. Remember those things, always listening and watching pretty much all your devices with the camera. I love going over to my buddy's house and making Alexa order weird stuff. Put me near your Alexa. Alexa, add dildos to my shopping list. Isn't Grantham like a military instructor? I don't know if he's an instructor, but he's definitely an operator. Me too, my guy. I wear plates at the range and when teaching classes. There you go. Do I agree with Glocks being the Honda Civic of the gun world? Yes. My mother and I got flagged by a newbie. This person kept closing their eyes. Range officer didn't remove her and still passed her. Please train with qualified individuals. Yes. Middletown Firearms, we have a qualified instructor. So if you're in Northern Virginia, go there. I consider Glocks to be a great work gun. Yep. Dependable. They'll run for a long time until the plastic starts to degrade and fall apart in another 50 years. Mike was a survivalist trainer. Okay, thank you. He retired recently, I believe, and is moving to Idaho to start his company and to do training on the civilian side. That's cool. Plates do make a difference, especially if you have some sort of brace. I've never worn a plate carrier. Let's help review. So I'm going to show this one. Try to hold back some of the F-bombs, Teddy, but I'll show it because it is a point, and this is a free speaking environment. So Noble chiming in, and much love for your channel from Memphis, but watching in Miami. My folks are going down there soon. Parajumper, right? PJ, Parajumper. Party Gigolo. Army boy, sorry. Someone who walks around at the range with blank. Looking to soften the recoil on my SIG P320. Any suggestions? Yes, get an X5 recoil spring and guide rod. They are not captive because they have interchangeable springs. You can get the full-length steel guide rod and change out the springs to your liking. I like seeing crazy designs for guns. That's why I bought Caltech. Ups the cocaine budget for their, they just put a big pile of cocaine on their table, smash their heads into it, and nobody comes up until they have a new idea. If you have to get a bullet resistant backpack, you might as well not go to school. Trust living is better than an A+ in your grave. You shouldn't have to worry about going to school and getting shot. Yeah. Someone who walks around the range with a firearm like it's a pencil. Yes, that's not good. I just said that. Change to the guide rod. Adam, you and me, man, we have a psychotic connection. My plates are those poly buoyant plates, so light even with 3 mags. Train heavy, buddy. Put like concrete plates in your bag, in your carrier. LOL, former Army myself. Yeah, I think it's a pararescue jumper, basically. Medic with wings. I wasn't in the military. Medically disqualified. My father is a retired first sergeant, but I spent most of my time learning Army because I wanted to go, but I couldn't. If only Caltech could work on their quality control as well. They can't even work on their production to get out the guns they said they were going to build. I don't think they care about the quality control when they're, coked out of their brains and just trying to slap a gun together. G45 9mm upgrade, first, second trigger and guide rod. Thanks from Wisconsin. Keep up the posts. Guide rod is fine. I would upgrade the trigger first. Why do you want to change your guide rod? Do you just not like the double nested guide rod, or is there something else that you're looking for in it? Let me know, because it's basically just a Glock 19 guide rod. If you have to, like it's mandatory. Definitely train heavy. Exactly. I can't even afford to shoot most of the time, let alone train with gear and movement. It's one of the reasons I didn't do a lot of range videos the last 2 years. You are very, very expensive training. Not you. It is very expensive to train. You and the Yankee Marshal have the same opinion on Caltex. Yeah, pretty much. And he and I have watched some of his stuff. He has a perspective I don't, because he's an older video content creator, and I respect that. Sights and an undercut for me. I would definitely agree that sights are a good upgrade too. I would do the sights before I did the recoil spring. Undercut, if you haven't modified a gun before, I really wouldn't try doing that yourself. Even dry fire with movement is still training. Oh, what do you think about the Hudson C9H9 pistol from a while ago? I thought it was really good. Then it just tanked. The problem is they ran out of money. They had promissory notes to manufacturers of parts for their firearms, couldn't afford to pay their bills, and were shut down and went bankrupt. I do want a Hudson H9. If I can get my hands on one, I will. I missed the chance to get one for $600 when they were on closeout, and I kick myself in the arse every day. I've been watching probably the longest. Him, Hickok, and James Yeager. Didn't Yeager pass? I think Yeager passed recently, didn't he? I can slide cancel. I do it a lot in airsoft fields. Yeah, that's what I thought. I hadn't seen anything. I remember watching one tribute video, and then that was it for Yeager. Thank you, Zaxon. I appreciate that. You have a great night. We'll be cutting this off at about 2 hours here. So, H9 is the modern Bren 10. Okay, I'll give you that. I think the Hudson didn't get enough time, and Ian from Forgotten Weapons actually did a video talking about why it failed, and I agree with him on that. It's because they announced the aluminum frame before they had completed selling the steel frame one. ALS, that's a horrible disease. That sucks. That's depressing. Quick, somebody tell a joke. Well, they call him Gun Jesus for a reason. I love watching his pistol reviews. No, towers. What towers? Towers? You mean lowers? My brain hurts. Just seen a discussion not too long ago. Forgot what, was definitely an interesting review. You can make the history. Oh, makes the history of the pencil interesting. Yeah, probably could. You see, the number 2 is here because. Yeah, I can't let that one go, Jerry. J-Ho. Sorry. That's what we don't do. Royd at 50, I agree. Farts. There we go, Haywood. Thank you. I knew you'd save the entire night. Farts. Some guns should be sold with a sock. That way, when you fail, you can insert the gun into the sock and you still have a weapon. Yes, those are called high points. Those are called high points. That vid Ian did on that old folding shotgun was really good. I guess I missed that one. Guns Way. Okay. What's a Guns Way? Have you taken the Colt Junior out yet? I've seen a few shorts. How do you like it so far? Have not taken it out. It's also not a Colt Junior. This is a 1971 Colt automatic in 25 ACP. In 1968, the NFA Act, which destroys everything it touches, stopped the importation of the Astra Cub that the Colt Junior was based on. And Colt, who had contracted Astra to build these guns, got the design specs and tech specs and built them in the United States as the Colt automatic. So mine was built in Hartford as the Colt automatic, but I have not shot it yet. Whoa, that was weird. You still there? So, have you taken, let's see, did you say that Gerson Browning clone you had was for sale? Which one? If you're talking about the match, no, that one is for sale at Liberty Arms. You can buy that one down there. Throw a Glock 26 as far as you can. I have a hill at the range I could throw it down, but then I'd have to go get it. Better choice for a new pistol shooter, practice with 500 rounds bone stock, or upgrade sights, grip, belt, and holster. For a new pistol shooter, you need to know what you're working with baseline. So you need to shoot the stock gun first, because you could accidentally do something with the upgraded gun that you wouldn't understand because it changed something fundamentally from the stock gun. So it's acting in a way that you didn't expect. So shoot 500 rounds stock and then go back after you upgrade. My Colt in 25 was manufactured in 1910. Yeah, it's a very old design. Oh snap, I got it wrong the whole time. I assumed it was a Junior Colt. Awesome history info. I appreciate that. No problem. I had to do some looking up myself. What is your favorite budget pistol? If we're talking about new manufacturer across the board, I'm probably going to go with the Taurus G3. It's like under 300 bucks, comes with 3 mags, and it's going to be a reliable gun. If you're talking about going with something used, I would find a used Glock. I'm in Nevada. I don't see it listed on their webpage. That is weird. It should be on there because I borrowed it from there. If you want to just look it up on Google, it's in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Call them in the morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time. They have it in stock. They can FFL it to you. Why can't you drop the slide on an empty chamber? Paradox, that's a good question. It's hotly debated. Older guns, you had the chance. 1911s are included in that, especially guns with internal extractors. They say that dropping the slide on an empty chamber could potentially damage some of the internal components of the firearm. Now, if you do it once or twice, or every now and then, or like me, every time I close a gun, the odds of actually damaging the firearm are minuscule, but they're not zero. Because they're not zero, the internet says there's a 100% chance that you're going to break your gun. New manufactured guns, it's not going to happen. Budget pistol, Heritage Rough Rider for like 50 bucks with rebates. It's a 22 caliber single action revolver, so you have to take that into account with whether or not you want to run it. Adam, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That is true. J-Ho, anything could be crappy if you're running cheap, crappy rounds through it. Sometimes it depends on the quality of your ammo. I believe that. Some guns just can't be saved, though. I believe everything I see on the internet. Cool. To continue watching the rest of this video, you have to donate $1 million. So it's like getting killed by your cat. The chances are low, but never zero. Have you heard of HSL ammo? Something in my brain is telling me yes, but spell it out. Haywood, I'm not showing that one. Answer is no. I'm sorry, Adam. I only take third-party out-of-state checks that are written in crayon. What are your thoughts on the 4-inch Windicator? Had one, liked them, shoot good. Wow. Wow. Come here, girl. Wow. We're closing in on the 2-hour mark, so like I said, at 2 hours, I'm probably going to end this one, and I'm making cat noises, so it's probably a good thing. Come on, Mousy. McManus. Shit, I have some of those around here. Purple crayons okay? What's the matter? Marines didn't want to eat the purple ones? Any reason you got rid of it? Yes, I wanted other guns. And again, I don't do this for a living, and my situation made it so I needed to sell some, and that was one I knew I could replace. Lago Alien. I did a review on one, a short one. A guy bought one in, and then he bought a second one. So one guy bought like 10 grand worth of handguns. It's pretty interesting. I like the gas piston driven aspect of it and the design of the way the slide works. I don't think it's worth almost 5 grand though. How often do you see Smith & Wesson Model 29s do you see come into the gun store? Not very often at all. I've seen 1 or 2 in 4 years, and they usually sell right away. Hey, man, I appreciate this live feed, and you answered questions. Jeremiah, I'm very happy to do this. I am always interested on if you guys think I should do this more often. I'm thinking once a month, maybe twice. I don't want to oversaturate you guys with live streams. Not sure what HSL stand for, but I've seen ads for them out and looked them up, and they sell new and reloaded ammo. Yeah, I've never dealt with them, but I think I've heard them either in a magazine or something. Oh, we ate the grape flavored crayons, but preferred the cherry flavored crayons. Oh, you Marines. How are pistols able to have the fun switch, but you have to mod your AR-15 to get this? Well, here's the deal, Paradox. Fun switches on handguns are also illegal. In the United States of America, the assault weapons ban, as well as the machine gun ban, means any gun, I believe, newer than 1986 cannot be fully automatic unless you are a demonstrator, display item, and you have the proper SOT licenses. So, all these guys on YouTube showing their fun switch and their binary trigger that goes full auto, those are all illegal. So, they aren't legal. Thanks again, my friend. Stay safe. You too, Mr. Adam. You. Best ammo prices I've seen anywhere, but haven't gotten my hands on any yet. Well, once you do, leave me a comment on another video or send me a email telling me how you like it. My kids and my dogs ate all my crayons, but I think I can dig through some of the photos. Okay, frozen poop I haven't picked up yet. Matter of fact, I believe she just ate some Christmas crayons. What are Christmas crayons? They smell like peppermint? Are PSA AKs worth buying? I hear mixed opinions. I've been told they're getting better. They used to have some interchangeability issues, but they've gotten a lot better. So if you can get a new one, yeah. If you can't, no. Well, they're illegal for those of you without. Exactly. If you don't have an SOT, it's illegal. What's your opinion on Winchester white box ammo? They're great if you like cleaning your guns and breathing in unburnt powder. My grandfather worked for Winchester, but not the ammo manufacturing side, and I will say Winchester white box is some of the dirtiest shite I've ever shot. Well, a friend of mine is pretty upset he's going to have to modify his classic M16 or lose it. Yeah, that would suck. You can always make sure, change it out, put a drop-in single trigger that's semi-automatic and keep your gun. Dealer samples are stupid cheap too, such a stupid system. Yeah, it's the same way with rental guns. Believe it or not, range rental guns are usually half price because you have to hold on to them for a year before you can sell those. And display samples are cool if you work for an FFL and you have an FFL, but stupid otherwise. You can get a Glock 18C's dealer samples for like $1,200. It's pretty crazy. You're in Minnesota, J-Ho. Where? Where are you in Minnesota? Where? Well, after this, I'm going back to watching Game of Thrones. Are ALG triggers worth the extra money for a PSA AK? No clue. Never put one in. Never tried one. I've only shot a stock one. Where are we at? 2 hours and 2 minutes. Let me talk to my buddy Paradox on a fourth. I think he has a 433. If he does, I'll have to get my hands on it and check it out. McManus, we have a bunch of full auto M16s that we paid like $200 a piece for. See, there you go. If you have the licenses, you can get them cheap. If you don't, they're 40 grand. Good night, brother. Thanks for the live streams. You are very welcome, Bryce. Yeah, this is about it. Last couple questions, and then we are going to wrap it up. This looks like it's going straight, but it's actually a circle. Just got a SCAR with a giggle switch for $2,500. It's a full grand less than the civilian models. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come hang out with you one of these days. Shoot all your guns. I'll bring ammo. Please. Okay, yeah. It's been real, it's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. Congratulations on your YouTube. Thank you so much. Yep, if you had to choose a PCC, would you pick 10 mil? 45. You know that there's a Call of Duty mobile? Yes, and they aren't sponsoring me, so I'm not talking about them. That's it. Anyways, guys, I'm going to take off. You guys have a great night. Having a great night. Yep, Will, you too. And I will talk to you guys in the next video as soon as I figure out how to end this guy. Come back for another one. We'll talk later. So you guys are wonderful. Said same thing. You cannot stand white box Winchester ammo. He's also a clean freak when it comes to his firearms. Yeah, see, exactly. Dirty, 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 dirty. Ooh, pimple. Anyways, I'm out of here. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye bye. Okay.